Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Clifton Raheem Bradley. You know what? I'm in my studio, and you know what? Which is my basement. And what I'm doing is, you know what? I'm running tests on my equipment. And I would appreciate if somebody out there would give me a telephone call and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I'm interested in knowing about these secret Illuminati, skull and bones, and war, and all these things. And really, it's really to tell. I'm really testing my telephone to see how does it work, how does it configure it, because you know what, I'm going to be looking for guests to come on in the future to talk about robots and humanoids and AI technology. And also, what else? The other thing that I'm going to do is, you know what? I want to thank you to all of the people. You know what? You helped one of my videos. Must have really thought it was interesting, and I'm going to do a follow up on it about sanctuary cities and talking about Donald Trump. I'm gonna do a follow up on that because I was just interesting to me because you know what, there are a whole lot of people in the black community that I know of that are hard hearted about sanctuary city and what is going on. You know, there's people that feel that it is very unfair to do this. I'm talking about to allocate money, a capital for individuals that have been displaced in the communities. And you know what? And they wonder, where was that money at? Where was that money at anyway? Where was it at? Where was it at? But like I said, but this right here is to, it's going to be a phone test. And the thing is, if you're listening, anybody out there listening, please give me a telephone call, 312-884-9757. And who knows, I probably would just go ahead and just play a video. Okay. And what happens is with the video, I wonder if that would interrupt the phone test. And I'm trying to see things. I can't see things the way from your perspective. I want to hear your perspective about how do you think the screen looks? How does the sound? Okay. That's something that I want to know about because you know what, I think that finding out something about I'm finding out something about podcasting. And you know what? I'm thinking that I might hire some type of agency to help facilitate this because you know what? I often look at people that have thousands and thousands of people looking at their podcasts. I said, wait a minute, you know, what are you doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. And you know what? I think what it is that I must not be handling it from a business aspect. And I'm looking for an agency to help to promote my podcast that I guess I'm going to sort of be doing on a regular basis. But this podcast is just really just to get telephone calls to see how my phone sounds. And you know what? I know something that I can do. Let me make a call. I want to see if it works on my end. You know what? But that's what this podcast is about. This is about getting telephone calls and you looking at this Please, you know what? Leave something in the chat room. You know what? If this broadcast sounds funny, it's distorted, the imagery looks bad, and you know what? And you know, if you want to call up and you know what, there's something about the news that you want to talk about. You know what? Let me know what's going on in the news. What happened in the Ukraine? What's in Russia? That's what's going on. And you know what? President Trump just had a meeting about that. And he met with Zelensky, and they met in Alaska. And I thought it was interesting. And the thing is, they're fighting a war right now in Ukraine. And the thing is, the Russians are entrenched. And President Trump said he would like to for them to seesaw this. And you know what? And what else is going on? And then you got the thunderstorms and the hurricanes that are going on in the east coast right now. You know, and you know what? Tell us what's going on where you are. Tell us what's going on. Like I say, but the main purpose of this broadcast is to test my equipment. Okay. And starting with the phones, and I would like some type of feedback. You know what? Does the sound good? Is it an echo in the background? Okay, is the music too loud? Because all you YouTubers out there, and there are people that have podcasts, okay, and I'm pretty sure they test their equipment. But before I start doing these shows, I'm trying to make sure that everything is just in order. Trying to make sure everything is just in order. And you know what? And that's what I would like. That's what I would like to know for the individuals that are listening. So please, you know what? Just give me a telephone call at 312-884-9757, or just type anything in the comment box. Hi, hello, because the thing is, this is, you know what, I'm testing new equipment that I got. And you know what, I thank you for all the people that send donations to help me to make this studio. Yeah. I think one day I'll probably just show the whole studio and show how I started out, you know. But that is the purpose. That is the purpose. There and somebody people that's listening, there may be some news that you want to talk about. Okay. There may be a message that you want to get across to the people, or you could tell us where your YouTube page, and you know what, put the link there, and I share the name of your YouTube page. And but the thing is, this is just a test for me, and I think what I'm going to do is, I'm thinking that, you know what, I probably need to edit. I mean, show a video or something like that, and then that's what I think I'll do. I think that I will show a video, and the thing is, when I get a call, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause the video. That's what I do. But everything is working out. And I'm just interested to know how this looks to you, the individuals out there that are looking at this broadcast. I'm interested to knowing the sound. I'm interested to know, what do you think about the lights? Is this too much Calvin? Calvin is the light strength, okay? And does the lights need to be dimmer? Does the sound need to be lower? Does the music need to be a bit higher? Okay. And also, I need some advice. I need some advice from people out there. But you know what? I look at these podcasts and I wonder, how do you get people to look at your podcast? That is something that I have been wondering, and I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing some investigation. And thing is, I didn't know that I didn't know there was agencies out there that could help you, individuals that have podcasts, to get people and find people that are interested in your content. I didn't know that, but nobody knows everything. Nobody knows everything. I think what I'm gonna do is okay, but please, you know what? Give me, like I say, put something in the chat room. Okay, I'd appreciate that, and I share that. And in the chat room, if you have like a YouTube platform, or Facebook platform, or Instagram, or TikTok platform, what happened is I share that with the audience. You know what? And this is basically what I'm doing right now. But like I said, looking for callers and not, to test my phone lines. And I think what I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to have to end up testing it my own self. I'm going to test myself. 1, 5, 1, 2, 2. I just want to hear if I hear the sound. Oh, it does. You know what? It does work. Okay. I'm interested in knowing how do you receive it. You know what, and this one thing about calling yourself or having somebody else call, you know what, hear if there's static, uh sounds that are unbecoming. But that is what I'm doing. What I was doing, the intentions of this whole show, okay, on this particular platform was to test my equipment, okay, and to get a gauge on what is wrong, what is okay, what do I need to fix. So that is what and the people that are listening, if it's one beautiful, it's two beautiful. I appreciate that, because nobody has to watch. Nobody. Because you know what, you could be doing something else with your day, and you're taking time out of your day, your evening, or your afternoon, because there's no telling what this may be being broadcast to. But my name is Clifton Raheem Bradley, and I am out of the United States in Chicago. And on my YouTube platform, what we do is we talk about the news because I am a news addict. I'm a news addict. Okay. And I'm always I like engaging in dialogue with people. And that's what I like doing. You know what? But so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play a video. That's what I'm gonna do. Because you know what? Now I'm gonna set this up is this video is something that I did, you know what, talking about sanctuary city. Okay. Talking about immigration, talking about President Donald Trump, and talking about politics. And you know what? So the thing is, as I put this on, what I'll do is I will, like if I get a telephone call, what I'll do is I'll just stop and answer the telephone call. So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna go to, and you know what? This is a good. This you know what? This is also a good learning experience for me because many things I don't know, but I'm learning. Supposed to be allocated for Chicago citizens. And the thing is, I will go into it deeper if I get like the people like this video, but there are other causes that are complex that make people from other countries like Mexico, Central America, and Argentina come to the United States that the United States has created havoc by taking Mexico, by taking California, Texas by force because of border disputes. What Ronald Reagan did, okay, giving arms to the Contras for alleged for drugs. This was wrong. It is wrong to support dictators in that hemisphere on the other side of the border of the United States of America and cause chaos and occasionally get rid of drug dealers. But you know what, this is very, very complex. And you know what, if you like this video, and you know something, this video I did on request, and you know what, there are many people, it's many for my channel anyway, maybe over 1,000 is not big for somebody else, looked at this video because they were interested in talking about sanctuary city and illegal immigration and Donald Trump and the cause and effect. Okay. And it lets me know that I am going to do another video on this. And like I say, it had, you know what? I never got 48 likes. I did get 48 likes before on something else, but I just thank people for looking at this video. So I'm going to continue on. You know, give it a thumbs up, a thumbs. I would like to know if you think that I am wrong. If you think that I am wrong and you believe that people ought to be able to come into the country without no problems whatsoever and go to these sanctuary cities like in Chicago, New York, and you don't think the people are wrong in the communities to being angry, upset about this, please give me a comment. Give me your comments, because I believe like you should have to follow a protocol. But if I am totally wrong in your opinion, let me know. But I am no fool. I know that the United States government has caused instability within these countries from Central America on down to Argentina and Brazil. I know that. So, you know, if people look at this video, I will talk about some of the instabilities. So if you like this video, the thumbs up, thumbs down. If you don't even think I know what I'm talking about, please let me know. We welcome constructive criticism, and we're always looking for guests to come on our podcast. And, you know, words of Salam Alaikum. Thank you for watching. This is what your grandfather was doing. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
And they...
Some people don't know what NSA is.
The National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen something like that, they got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
Those are the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
All right? They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right? That's why I can say what I said. But they let me go because he was an important person. And they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right? They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute on the wow.
So you know what, this is one of the videos and what I'm doing. You know what, as we do this journey, I'm learning. It is a whole lot of things that a whole lot of people don't know. And I'm sharing this. Okay, I got something else for you. Okay, here's the video. My name is Clifton Raheem, training the resources. So I'll give my opinion at the end.
Is it your plan to deport everyone?
Okay. See, what happened is, you know what, I'm going to play this video. And you know what, I had to tell people that, you know what, not embarrassed, but you know what, I'm learning. And there is a whole lot I don't know. I want to share something. And we have to be honest with us. You know what? I have failed many times at a whole lot of things. But you know what? It is, to me, it's all about getting up. Okay? It ain't how hard you hit me. And it's whether you believe in yourself, regardless to what the naysayers say. So I'm going to my name is Clifton Raheem Bradley, and what this short video is going to be about Sanctuary City in Chicago, Illinois in 2025. And you're going to hear the opinions of individuals that are mad, angry, and upset and frustrated, and they bewildered and they don't understand. You know what? And it's just crazy. But you know what? This is affecting Chicago, New York, and California, training the resources. So I'll give my opinion at the end. Is it your
plan to deport everyone who is here illegally over the next 4 years?
Well, I think you have to do it, and it's a very tough thing to do. You know, you have rules.
And you know what? I'll stop in the video because you know what? I want to thank the people that look at this. At over 1,000, I think, almost in one day. And for larger channels, just nothing. I'm a small channel. And we're talking about immigration. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about the illegal activities of the borders being crossed. And Chicago and New York and California. And I'm going to go back to the video and...
Rules, regulations, laws, they came in illegally. You know, the people that have been treated very unfairly are the people that have been online for 10 years to come into the country. And we're going to make it very easy for people to come in terms of they have to pass the test. They have to be able to tell you what the Statue of Liberty is. They have to tell you a little bit about our country. They have to love
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border, for deporting criminal illegal immigrants, and for putting America first. President Trump has a clear message for those that are in our country illegally. Leave now. If you don't, we will find you, and we will deport you. You will never return. For too long, weak politicians left our borders wide open. They They flooded our communities with drugs, human trafficking, and violent criminals. They put American lives at risk. Well, those days are over. If you leave now, you may have an opportunity to return and enjoy our freedom and live the American dream. But understand this. Under President Trump, America's borders are closed to lawbreakers. Follow the law, and you'll find opportunity. Break it, and you'll find consequences. The choice is yours. America welcomes those who respect our laws, because a strong nation is a safe nation.
But how could you come to his rescue when he was up here okay with flooding the black communities in Chicago with illegal immigrants? Taking money from the black communities to give it to illegal immigrants. Now when Brandon Johnson is going to need black people to support him, he's don't have the support. And that's what you black politicians do every single time. You sit up here, you do the bidding of...
And let it be known, there are many people that live in California, Gavin Newsom is, and Adams is in New York, okay, and Chicago, where Brandon Johnson, I think Brandon Johnson lives as the mayor of Chicago. The thing is, people are upset because these resources, where's this money coming from now? Where's it coming from? What is going on? Because there were always people out there that were homeless, okay? And there were veterans in Chicago, New York, and California sleeping up underneath bridges. Let me go back.
Of these silly Democrats, and then they leave you out to dry when the other side of white supremacy tries to come attack you. The Democrats don't do nothing but leave you out there high and dry.
Mayor Johnson, how about you? How many, according to my records, you have welcomed 51,648 illegal aliens to your sanctuary city. So I'd ask you, sanctuary from what?
If you're referring to the number of individuals that were bused from Governor Abbott without any coordination, the 52,000 individuals that were seeking asylum, those individuals were bused to us. I passed a bus ordinance to work to coordinate with the governor of Texas. He refused.
Talk about no coordination. Wake up. You call yourself a sanctuary city. This is like me opening my door, okay, and saying anybody could come in, okay? What do I need to? So these people, individuals are being transported here. What coordination if you classify yourself as a sanctuary city? Okay, if you California, Chicago, or New York, that doesn't even make any sense to me, okay? Does it make sense to you? Tell me I'm wrong, all right?
Used to do that, but that transfer of individuals was the result of the governor of Texas, not the result of a welcoming city ordinance.
Welcoming city ordinance. So you're not welcoming these people that came here illegally?
The individuals that were bused to us from the border.
They were not welcome in Chicago? You didn't welcome them? You didn't provide them sanctuary?
So the welcoming city ordinance is pretty straightforward. It allows for our local law enforcement to focus on local policies, and that's why we're seeing a decline in violence.
So you don't care about federal law enforcement policies, only local policies?
We comply with all laws. What I do care about.
Idiot! What are you talking about local policies? You're a sanctuary city. That means you welcome everybody, plus you're going to pay for them to have hotels. You're going to pay for them. Some people say same-sex marriage. They have sex changes. You're going to pay for their food. What are you talking about, Mr. Johnson? Let me go ahead on back, because you know what? This is getting on my nerves. This is crazy. Chicago.
About is this body, Washington, passing comprehensive immigration.
So let me ask you this. Chicago residents reported 28,443 violent crimes during 2024 alone. Cases of aggravated assault rising to the highest level in 2 decades. Now, also, state funds, $160 million, were issued to illegal alien job assistance shelters in Chicago. You're the mayor of Chicago. Do you think that your residents or the residents of your state should be paying for that more than they should be paying for their own needs?
No. That you know what? That is crazy. I mean, like even in the Bible it says, you know what? Before you give money out, charity starts at home. Okay? If you already got a surplus of people living on the streets in Chicago, in New York, okay, in California, why are you going to hand money out to people that actually came into the country? Okay, you open your doors and said everybody is welcome, but people already in the house have problems. That makes no sense.
Their own roads, their own public safety. I mean, who elected you? The people that came illegally, whether they were sent to you or not, or the people that reside in Chicago? Who elected you? And who do you serve?
The people of Chicago elected me as the 57th mayor of the city of Chicago, and we serve all the residents of the city of Chicago.
Act like it. Act like it. You're one-time mayor in Chicago. And probably the guy mayor of New York is going to lose, and California.
Illegal or not, criminal or not. How many of the 662,566 illegal aliens with criminal histories that ICE has reported are now residing in Chicago?
Someone will have to get back with you with that number. I don't keep account of.
You don't even know the answer. Okay? Those statistics are supposed to be in. Plus, they don't even make any background checks. Okay?
Immigration information from criminals as they're arrested and processed? Do you take immigration information?
Our local law enforcement focuses on getting all violent individuals off the streets of Chicago. Do you determine
whether they're here legally, what their immigration status is as a function of your justice system?
Time's expired, but please feel free to answer the question, Mayor.
The Welcome in City ordinance ensures that our local residents communicate and trust local law enforcement to ensure that criminals and crime is being addressed, and that's why violent crime has gone down in the city of Chicago. Thank you very much,
Chair now recognizes
Mr. Chairman, I have a unanimous
Governor signs a series of bills aimed at protecting immigrant families in the state. New bills address everything from MAP grants for undocumented students to banning detention centers. Governor J.B. Pritzker believes the move's necessary to create a firewall against what he calls attacks on immigrants by the Trump administration. Local law enforcement agencies will also no longer be allowed to coordinate with U.S.
The Illinois governor is out of order. He's out of order.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
A few moments later.
Not enough has been done. There's no doubt about that. And I think that the president needs to do more. The Congress needs to do more. Cities out here that are the target of this political game that Governor Abbott is playing are suffering. And here in Illinois, it's minus 29 degrees outside with the wind chill. We have migrants that arrive from Texas virtually every day, hundreds, and we don't have places to put them. We don't have enough shelter space here.
Oh, what do you mean? If you still classify yourself as a sanctuary city, what are you complaining about? But the citizens are upset in Chicago, New York, and California.
Rob, that $51 million will hopefully help those migrants leave the police station floors and go into shelters. Well, 34 aldermen voted for the $51 million. It did not come out without a lot of controversy, especially from some black residents who say the money should go towards Chicago residents who have been neglected for years.
Very much committed to a revenue.
Hey, they have been neglected for years. Now you find we got a budget deficit, okay? And the thing is, the teacher union is having a problem in Chicago, okay? The RTA and the CTA transportation had to be bailed out. What is going on? We're gonna see what he got to say, okay? Mr. Big Stuff.
Stream or revenue streams that ensure that we are dealing with the crises of those who are unhoused in the city of Chicago, while also making sure that there's room for those that we are welcoming.
We need to allocate some of this money for our Black children, for the Black community.
$51 million for migrants brought some loud and vocal opposition from the public, to the point where police had to escort people out of the city council meeting several times. Mayor Brandon Johnson asked for a 2-minute breather.
We want to make sure that we can continue to conduct the business of the people.
Since August, over 10,000 migrants have arrived in Chicago. Hundreds
This is crazy. Crazy.
are sleeping on police station floors. The $51 million is expected to help house the migrants. But those against spending the money say the city must take care of its Black residents, too.
And we have to help the residents of this great city. It's not an either or, it's a both and.
Some Black alders who have struggled themselves admit they're conflicted. 49th Ward Alderman Maria Haddon voted yes, but asks community members helping the migrants to help people who live in Chicago.
And
If you're enjoying this video on immigration, you know what? Give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down. If you think that we're crazy, I'm crazy, let me know, okay? Give me some type of feedback, okay?
everybody that's working hard for this, you've got to show up for Black Chicagoans with the same energy. And that does mean money.
The issue is emotional for 20th Ward Alderman Jeanette Taylor. She says while Black people have fought for years for a seat at the table, it doesn't mean they shouldn't help others who are also struggling.
When we fought just to drink out of a damn fountain, it was us. But hurt people don't hurt other hurt people.
Taylor's passionate statement received a standing ovation from her colleagues. The vote overwhelmingly passed. The $51 million only lasts through June. City Council Budget Committee Chairman Jason Irvin says the city must come up with a plan.
There does need to be a greater plan, and I think this was always designed to give the incoming administration an opportunity to do that. This is a stopgap measure, pure and simple.
Brandon Johnson is in the process of a press conference right now. You heard him off the top of my piece talk about that he is hoping that he can come up with some type of funding for everybody. It's time to take a deeper dive into the budget, but he has still yet to come out with an overall strategic plan for the migrants.
Talking about a budget for everybody. Charity starts at home. Okay, how can I help somebody on the outside? Okay, of where I live at, unless my home is in order. Makes no sense.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Officials tonight said Daly College is an ideal location because it's move-in ready and a fraction of the cost of a hotel. But many in the crowd didn't want to hear it.
When do citizens of the United States of America come first?
On the southwest side, city officials getting an earful.
How about this? Give them all these politicians' addresses and put them in their backyards, in their basements, in their houses.
This
Oops, there it is.
Meeting at Richard J. Daly College comes as the city, starting as early as this weekend, prepares to use this gymnasium until August 1st, and 2 auxiliary classrooms on the campus through the end of November to shelter more than 400 migrants.
This is about being human and providing humane spaces for them.
I serve my country. We need to give these immigrants a chance.
But the debate igniting anger about how the city for decades has treated its poor.
We do not take care of our own people. There's no resources taken from our shelters.
You know what, for people that are listening, this is just insane. You know what? This is why Illinois almost turned into a red state, okay? Almost, okay? And because there are people in the African American community and other communities that are real upset, okay? Where's this money coming from? Almost. And there are people in Chicago, you know, they have National Guards in Washington, D.C. There are people that I talk to, okay, that live in Chicago that want the National Guards to actually come to Chicago. Okay, it doesn't mean there's people that don't. Okay, this is a group of people that I talk to. This is crazy, man.
system and the housing within our shelter system, as well as outreach agencies who are providing services on the street.
This gathering comes a day after the city council at a heated meeting approved $51 million in emergency migrant funding. That money only expected to last through the end of this month.
You speak very much about the money. It's our money. Every dollar you give is our money.
Oops, there it is.
Last weekend, migrants began moving into Wright College on the northwest side. Officials say that's reduced the number of migrants at police stations from more than 800 last week to fewer than 640 now.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness
Westside
News.
homeowners are angry.
The property taxes have went up, but Chicago still has problems with the teachers and other deficits, and they had to cut staff at City Hall, cut their hours.
They believe the city has overextended itself and should be putting the tens of millions of dollars earmarked for migrants into Chicago's most vulnerable neighborhoods.
But the South Side has been under-resourced, underfunded for years, for decades. We have schools that need to be reopened. We have buildings that are abandoned that need to be business operated.
The group says the city has abandoned its Invest Southwest initiative.
Ain't no question about that. Ain't no question about that. Okay. I'm sure people in New York and California feel the same way.
A Lightfoot-era program that was dedicated to reversing decades of disinvestment on Chicago's South and West Sides, promising to align more than $2.2 billion through public and private funding.
We are taxpayers, we're property owners. Our money should go towards fixing our communities.
The city has received more than 15,000 migrants since August 2022.
We have no more room. Y'all are embarrassing Chicago as a whole.
According to analysis by the ABC7 data team, there are more than 20 active migrant shelters across the city, 7 located on the South and West Sides.
This is craziness. You know what? Let me go ahead. I'm getting upset. You know what? Just let the lady talk. You know, this is outrageous.
Whether it's one shelter or whether it's 10 shelters, we're saying the facilities that are there for us, the money needs to be put into those facilities for us.
In a statement from the mayor's office about the group's concerns and the status of Invest Southwest, a spokesperson says in part, quote, "We are committed to continued investment for all residents, but especially communities on the South and West Sides that have long experienced disinvestment. We are the city of Chicago, and our shoulders are big enough to support both new arrivals and those who have long called this city home."
Mayor Johnson, the black aldermen, the black alderwomen in this city, you will stand for the black citizens of Chicago.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? This is the reason why Illinois and Chicago almost turned red. Okay. For the Republican Party, and you know what? A lot of people that said they're going to vote Republican that I talked to, because they think that it's unfair, it's unjust for this money to be allocated for individuals. First of all, to be classified as a sanctuary city, and money, well, our property taxes have went up. Chicago have budget deficits, and I'm pretty sure New York and California does too. Makes no sense. Go ahead, tell it, baby.
Now, the city says Mayor Johnson knows firsthand the impact of neglect on a vulnerable community and that he will never stop investing in people, all people, and delivering the affordable housing, fully funded schools, safer streets, and living wages that every person deserves in this city. So obviously you're hearing the mayor saying that the city has big enough shoulders to handle both the South and West Sides, all of the neighborhoods, as well as the new arrivals. But of course, the people you heard from, they believe otherwise, and they're hoping that more attention be focused on the South and West Sides.
This is why the mayor of Chicago, will be a one-timer. That is one aspect, okay? And young kids gathering downtown, tying up downtown Chicago, okay? And him actually doing nothing about it, not holding the parents as responsible for the minors' actions. He'd be a one-timer like Mayor Adams. He would in New York. He would not win again. And Newman, what's his name, Mr. Newsom Gavin of California, the mayor, governor of California, he will not win again because there are people that are upset and they're outraged. Okay, let me get on back to this. This is just upsetting.
One of many layers to the migrant crisis, certainly.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border, for deporting criminal illegal immigrants, and for putting America first.
Kamala Harris, who ran against President Trump, she didn't do her job. You know what? The thing is, she was the border czar and didn't go down there until the news media got off into this.
President Trump has a clear message for those that are in our country illegally. Leave now. If you don't, we will find you and we will deport you. You will never return. For too long, weak politicians left our borders wide open. They flooded our communities with drugs, human trafficking, and violent criminals. They put American lives at risk. Well, those days are over. If you leave now, you may have an opportunity to return and enjoy our freedom and live the American dream. But understand this. Under President Trump, America's borders are closed to lawbreakers. Follow the law, and you'll find opportunity. Break it, and you'll find consequences. The choice is yours. America welcomes those who respect our laws, because a strong nation is a safe nation.
Well, I am back as I promised that I will give my viewpoint about sanctuary cities and how it affects Chicago, you know, New York and California and other cities. I believe that an individual that wants to come to the country and follow the proper protocol to enter the country, we should welcome them with open arms. So I think that Mayor Brandon of Chicago and Governor Pritzker, they're wrong to allocate money, a capital that is supposed to be for citizens of Chicago and Illinois. And most of the time we have a budget deficit, okay, before they make the budget. And I think that's a readjustment. And I think that the individuals, African-American people in Chicago, I think that it is legitimate that they would be upset, mad, angry, because you're letting individuals come into the city of Chicago to take the resources that are supposed to be allocated for Chicago citizens. And the thing is, I will go into it deeper if I get like the people like this video, but there are other causes that are complex that make people from other countries like Mexico, Central America, and Argentina come to the United States, that the United States has created havoc by taking Mexico, by taking California, Texas by force because of border disputes. What Ronald Reagan did, okay, giving arms to the Contras for alleged for drugs. This was wrong. It is wrong to support dictators in that hemisphere on the other side of the border, the United States of America, and cause chaos and occasionally get rid of drug dealers. But you know what? This is very, very complex. And you know what? But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, I would like to know if you think that I am wrong. If you think that I am wrong and you believe that people ought to be able to come into the country, if you think that I am wrong, please let me know. But you know what? I am over, I got overwhelmed. You know what? Took time to make this video. And you know what? I guess it goes to prove the work that you put into it. That's what you give back. But you know what? I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to talk about the cause and effects, okay, of the instability that the United States has made in other hemisphere to cause it. And I'm going to put that together, okay? But I am looking for guests, though. So let me get on back in, get off my soapbox. If you like the video, you know what, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. But tell me if I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me. Without no problems whatsoever. And go to these sanctuary cities like in Chicago, New York. And you don't think the people are wrong in the communities to being angry, upset about this? Please give me a comment. Give me your comments, because I believe like you should have to follow a protocol. But if I am totally wrong in your opinion, let me know. But I am no fool. I know that the United States government has caused instability within these countries from Central America on down to Argentina and Brazil. I know that. So, if people look at this video, I will talk about some of the instabilities. So if you like this video, the thumbs up, thumbs down. If you don't even think I know what I'm talking about, please let me know. We welcome constructive criticism, and we're always looking for guests to come on our podcast. And, words of Salam Alaikum. Thank you for watching. This is what your grandfather was doing. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they'll know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
And they,
some people don't know what NSA is.
The National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen them, that's what they were my whole life. Wow. They got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
Those are the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
All right? They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right? That's why I can say what I said. But they let me go because he was an important person. And they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right? They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute. Wow. we're looking at the Underground Railroad. And you know what? And we do a television show. We come on every Saturday night in Chicago. We come on every Saturday. We come on every Saturday night at 10 p.m. on Comcast, channel 19, 10:30 p.m. But you can see content on YouTube. 20, see, get rid of that. And but you can see our content on YouTube 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And you know what? I saw the number. There were people that were watching on the other platforms and YouTube. I saw it. They just didn't call, but it's okay. You know what? Because you took time out of your day, your afternoon or evening to look at the broadcast. Okay. And the phone system does work. Didn't get any telephone calls, but we're looking for guests. They want to talk about immigration and robots. Robots. We are looking for guests. And I guess I'll do a short video about that. So, the words about salam alaikum. And, may Allah bless you and your family.